Hello, viewers. Today I am trying to start a new series which is going to be opinion about certain subjects from people who have recently completed or are pursuing post graduation in that subject. So it's more of an inside opinion about the various subjects in which doctors can specialize in. I can't change certain things. One of them is the fact that I am a doctor. And another thing I hope does not change is that many doctors view this channel, the content on this channel, and I believe that stuff on this channel will help doctors at various stages of their careers. So I am also quite familiar with the criticism that I have often encountered from some circles that I only have ENT doctors representing the community of doctors on this channel. There is only one reason for that, not for lack of trying. Probably I lack the appropriate communication skills, but I've not been able to convince anyone beyond ENT to appear on this channel. So that will be an effort going forward. I will try to have more voices from other specialities. We will start with somebody who is about to end, reach the end of her tenure as a postgraduate trainee in the subject of ENT. So let's welcome to this channel once again Dr. Dharitri Mukherjee. Welcome back, Dr. Dharitri.
Thank you, sir.
So we will keep it quite extensive, but we will keep a good structure to the interview. This is just you having to share your opinion about ENT, but we will structure the interview in a manner that we will try to take you back in time and try to understand what your opinion about ENT was at some point of time and how hopefully it has evolved over a period of time. So, for the benefit of the viewers, none of the questions were leaked. So, this is going to be as authentic as it can get. Dr. Dharitri was somebody who was born in the 90s. At some point in time, Dr. Dharitri, you wanted to become a doctor. When did that happen?
When I was in nursery.
So, in nursery, Dr. Dharitri wanted to become a doctor. At that stage, when Dr. Dharitri first started having ambitions of becoming a doctor, what did Dr. Dharitri, or shall I say, future Dr. Dharitri, think about the subject ENT in nursery?
In nursery, I did not even know that there are specializations. I only knew there are doctors existing with this profession, and I only wanted to become a doctor.
Understood. So many young people also did not know what they wanted to become eventually. That is something which is quite true for many people. When I was in nursery, I did not know that there was something known as YouTube content creation, but here we are now. But I'm intrigued. I want to find out, when was the first time you heard about the subject ENT? Was it before you became a doctor or after?
Yes, before I became a doctor, I knew that there was a doctor who is involved in treating diseases of the ear, nose, and throat because I myself often used to suffer from problems related to the ear, nose, and throat. I remember one of the doctors asking me what I wanted to become, and that was an ENT doctor. And I told him that I would become a doctor and work in the same hospital as he was working.
And this was at what age?
I was probably 5 years old.
So at the age of 5, so roughly around, I think, little older than nursery, you had your first interaction with an ENT specialist, and that was the time when you probably, without thinking much, decided that you want to become an ENT doctor, expressed the thought that you want to become an ENT doctor. Is that correct?
I did not know about my specialization, but yes, I was very, very sure that I wanted to become a doctor.
Right. So it's safe to say that before you became a doctor, you did not know much about specialization, certainly not about ENT. Now let's fast forward into the world of MBBS. Now Dr. Dharitri has become an MBBS student. What was your opinion about ENT when you were an MBBS student?
As an MBBS student, we were always of the opinion that ENT is a short subject.
When you were preparing for postgraduate entrance exams, what was your opinion about ENT? Did it remain the same or did it undergo any kind of evolution?
Well, I was not very keen for the surgical branches, so I did not think that I would take up E.N.T in the near future.
Again, let's compare it with my experience, and I would be very interested to know if there is any difference in your experience or not. There were many subjects which we did not study much or practically did not know the books even existed. But these subjects we had to read a lot when we were preparing for postgraduate entrance exams. The immediate subject that comes to mind is anesthesiology or dermatology or even psychiatry. We did not read, or at least I did not read that subject that much during MBBS. Do you think that you had to read more of ENT during PG entrance preparation compared to what you had to read during your MBBS curriculum?
No, I don't think so.
All right. And you've clearly stated that ENT was not part of your high interest list of subjects. You were not very keen on taking it up when you were preparing for postgraduate entrance. So, what changed during the postgraduate admission process? Why did you take ENT?
Well, I got it through my rank. I was allotted the subject, and that's all.
So, it's more of an arranged marriage situation than a love marriage.
Right.
Okay. So, fair to say that now you are full of, now that you have taken admission in E.N.T. MS degree course, and you were not very keen on the subject to begin with, you must have a lot of anxiety and insecurities about the subject. Would you please share those thoughts? Because I believe many people would have similar situations. I certainly had many insecurities as well. So, what was going through your mind before you started your post graduation in ENT?
I remember the day I saw my result and the allotment letter. I could not sleep throughout the night because ENT is not even like general surgery. We are dealing with more finer areas and areas that are in comparatively require a lot of finer skills. So I was very worried if I would be able to pick it up in the initial years, or would it be really very difficult for me to survive in this field?
And how was your experience of ENT during internship?
Well, like all interns, we attended OPTs, we observed surgeries. Uh, that's it.
So, did you have a positive experience or did you have a neutral experience? You didn't understand the depth of the subject during internship?
No, certainly did not understand the depth of the subject at that age.
Right. So, over the course of 3 years of post graduation in ENT, what were you thinking the subject involved in first year? And how did those thoughts evolve over the period of 3 years? Take us through the journey.
Uh, in the initial years, I was more interested in picking up the skills, and then as I reached second year, I slowly started focusing on the theory part, and then throughout my third year, I think I have been more focused on preparing for the exams.
You said that during MBBS you felt that ENT is a short subject. Did you think that during your post graduation also?
No, certainly not. I came to know that it is vast and it exists in so many areas where there is the huge head and neck surgery, there is a bit of neurosurgery, skull-based surgery, endoscopic surgeries. So this was not known to me during my MPS curriculum.
You thought during MBBS that this is a short subject. You found out during post graduation that it is a very vast subject. I want to know, before you joined the medical college where you were pursuing your postgraduate degree, and you had already got the result of your PG admission that you were about to start a postgraduate degree course in ENT. In that interim, whatever the duration was, first tell me what the duration was, and then tell me in that duration, were you able to understand that ENT is much more vast than the short subject that you encountered during MBBS?
I think after the allotment letter I received, not much time was left. Within a week or so, I think I had to join, and then I started doing my research, as in what all books I need to read, and it is then that I found out that it's beyond what I used to think.
And did that scare you?
Yes, I was scared from the beginning itself.
And how did you manage to overcome that fear, or is that fear permanent?
No, I have got over that fear. I am blessed to have great teachers who have helped me get over this fear. And I have realized that only practice can help you get better at it.
I want to also ask you, what is the benefit of having a team of like minded postgraduate trainees who might be in the similar boat as you are when it comes to overcoming these insecurities?
Having like-minded people is another blessing that I would say, because then it helps you work uh, very easily. The work that you do in the hospital becomes less pressurizing. You can share your thoughts. You can talk to the other person about your insecurities, and you can also share the process of studying and can go through it together.
One of the perceptions about ENT that exists, or shall we say stereotypes that exist about ENT in the community of people who are talking about the subject in terms of whether you should take it or not, one of the key advantages that are often touted about ENT is that it is a surgical specialty which has a semblance of work life balance. Did you experience work life balance during post graduation?
Yes, I come from a private college, so the patient load is anyway not as much as compared to the government college. So I don't think we have to work day and night like the government postgraduate trainees. I think ENT offers you a lot of work-life balance.
So, saying that ENT offers work life balance regardless of government or private, or are you saying that only in private there is work life balance?
I think ENT as a subject offers you work-life balance. But if you're asking if I experienced it during my post graduation, yes, I did. Because in any which way, the private sector is not as comparable to the government sector.
So there are more patients, obviously, in government hospitals, and so it becomes more hectic. I do agree. Now, the question that I want to ask you is, now that you're about to complete post graduation, what are your future plans?
I want to complete my senior residency uh, and then pursue a few degrees in ENT.
Are you talking about super specialization?
No, I don't think so. I'm very keen about super specialization.
You're not very keen, or are you very keen?
No, I am not keen about super
So,
specialization.
what other options are there apart from super specialization after MSc?
So for anybody who's already have had a MS degree can go for a DNB degree as well. So I think I'd like to try that out or take that exam.
Right. So people who have completed MS, they are also eligible for the DNB final exam. And so they can have an additional postgraduate degree, which is of equivalent rank. But you're not keen on super specialization. Why
No,
would
sir.
you, why are you not keen on super specialization?
Sir, the ENT domain, core domain is itself so vast that I do not wish to further go ahead with any super specialty.
Okay, so just for the viewers who might be interested in the super specialization options after MSc, There is medical genetics, which is a DM subject. There is neurosurgery. There is head and neck surgery. There is surgical oncology, and there is plastic surgery. All of these options are available. And there are two main exams for super specialization. One is the INISS for Institutes of National Importance, and there is the NEET SS exam. So, Dr. Dhuritri, what would you say is your opinion of ENT as a soon to be senior resident?
In what terms do you want me to talk about E.N.T?
Right now, you're about to start your senior residency. What is right now your opinion about the subject of ENT?
In terms of those who are willing to take up E.N.T or are doubtful, I think they should go ahead with the E.N.T as their subject of choice. Because as we've already discussed that it offers you work-life balance. It is not as hectic as general surgery or obstetrics and gynecology. It is a mix of medicine as well as surgery. So I think it is a good subject for somebody to take up.
So, one of the things you alluded to was you want to pursue other degrees. Other than that, what are your long term aspirations from the field of ENT, and what are the things you are really anxious about or insecure about? Basically, your hopes and fears long term from ENT.
Hope would probably be to become a good ENT surgeon, and fears, I don't know, I can't think of any at the moment.
Probably you don't have any fear, which is always a good thing. The only thing one has to fear is fear itself, as Franklin Delano Roosevelt said. I want to also talk about certain commonly mentioned criticisms of the subject. One of them was actually published in the All India Journal for ENT, the journal that is indexed in PubMed. This article I found very interesting. This basically, in a nutshell, talks about why top rankers don't take ENT. In your experience, having completed post graduation in ENT and becoming acutely aware of the prospects of ENT, what do you think is the reason why top rankers don't opt for ENT usually?
I think people are looking for subjects that are giving them less, you know, exposure to patients, given the kind of scenario that's cropping up. For example, people are more interested in taking up subjects that are like radiology, which is offering a high pay but not much patient interaction. Similarly, a lot of people are interested in dermatology, where there is not too much of intervention required, um, and is again very high paying. So I think mm, a lot of people are not taking up ENT because they're looking for subjects like these.
Let us try to keep the discussion focused on ENT. ENT, as you said, offers work life balance. One might make an argument, just to make it a debate, that ENT offers work life balance. ENT has interventions. Dermatology also has interventions. Dermatology definitely offers work life balance. Perhaps this is the best work life balance in among all specialties, even better than radiodiagnosis, I would say. So, why would then people usually eagerly take up dermatology and only take up ENT when they don't get any other option?
Subject is not as popular as the others in the initial years, I believe.
The second criticism that I have often read about on social media, especially on sites like Quora, where people are giving out career advice for free, not very dissimilar from what I am doing here, is that if you become an ENT surgeon, there are many other surgeons who perform the same surgeries because of the overlap of the anatomy. So you have neck surgeries being also performed by general surgeons. You have plastic surgeons also performing certain ENT surgeries. You have maxillofacial surgeons performing certain oral cavity surgeries. So because of that, this vast overlap, a lot of surgeons are performing the same surgeries, which really diminishes the work of an ENT surgeon. And that really leads to a lot of burnout, frustration, and not the kind of work The code for work life balance is you have not much work. That is why you are getting that work life balance. What do you say when people criticize ENT like that?
There are various aspects that overlap with other subjects, like, for example, there is always a debate as in who thyroid belongs to, whether it is the general surgeons or the otolaryngologists. So I think this could be a valid point, but again, um, that does not make ENT any inferior, I suppose.
Do you think it makes it more challenging to establish a career as a surgeon for an ENT specialist? Or, in other words, are you confident about establishing your career as an ENT specialist?
I think only thyroid or only pituitary does not define otolaryngology. There are other surgeries that do give you your bread and butter. So I think, yeah, ENT is capable of providing you the daily bread.
In your experience, have you met ENT surgeons who have struggled to make ends meet?
Not till date.
So long may that continue. And on that positive note, thank you, Dr. Dhoitri, for sharing your experience about ENT and how it evolved from your thoughts about ENT at the age of 5 till your thoughts about ENT at the age of 65, which is your age right now. Thank you so much for your time. I hope I'll be able to talk about other people with their subjects. It's very comfortable for me to talk about ENT because I also am an ENT specialist. Probably won't be as comfortable talking about other subjects with other specialists. People get offended so easily. Did you get offended, Dr. Three?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bye bye. Take care.
Like always, don't forget to be awesome.